last night we planned to do 8 by 1200, and we planned to alternate between 5k pace and 10k pace. The plan was to start on 10k pace, which was 82 seconds a lap, which works out at about just under 5:30 pace. And then the 5k pace element was supposed to be 80 seconds a lap, which works out at 5:20 pace. So those were the targets going into the session based on what we've been running in previous weeks. But on the day, the storm rolled in earlier than expected, so there was quite a ferocious headwind on the back straight, which as a runner you'll know exactly how that is. The plan was to run the 10k element off 45-second recoveries, and then for the 5k element we were running off 75-second recoveries, just because it's a little bit quicker, just a little bit more recovery. So we decided to stick with that and see if we could run those times given the conditions, and kind of just adapt as we go. So the first couple of reps, the first one was slower than anticipated, so we aimed for 82s, we hit 84s, 85s. It was my turn to pace the first one, so I didn't want to overreach in the first rep down the back straight into the headwind. That's where we lost the time, into the headwind. So then Ali took over and we were running the 5k pace element. With the 5k pace element we stuck to 80-second laps for the first 2 laps, and then the third lap it kind of got to us in the back straight into the headwind, so we slowed a bit, and overall we weren't a great deal faster than the first rep, which was supposed to be 10k pace. But that was to be expected with the conditions. So straight away we had a quick little chat and we just said, realistically we're not going to be able to keep this pace up and get through the session, so we dropped it back. So we said we'll just drop it back to 10k intensity and see what we can run. So in the end we were running 84-85 second laps, and we were happy with the intensity. We continued on with the 84-85 second reps, and we got to the 5th rep, and it was taking its toll. With that in mind, Ali dropped out the 5th set. She'd just raced at the weekend. There was no point in pushing and creating a lot of fatigue. So I said I'll do one more and see how I feel, and then possibly drop out as well. I did one more, and the difference between running on your own and running with somebody's, it's crazy. Motivational factor more than anything, because you don't want to slow down, because you don't want to let your training partner drop off the pace, so you keep fighting. With that in mind, the 6th rep was really hard, and I decided that it was time to pull the plug and save my legs for tempo on Thursday, in the hope that the wind would die down. So having dropped out of the session, did a warm down, and it should have been more warm up because it was so cold, especially me with my shorts and t-shirt. What an umpty. By the time we did a 2-mile cool down, I was borderline hypothermic. I was so cold. I live about 30 minutes away from the track, so all the way home the heating was on full blast, and once I got home I was still shivering because I was that cold. So I sat in the bath for an hour to try and warm up, and I felt much better after that. Had some food and thankfully woke up feeling okay after expecting to be ill, so happy with that. But I think if I had continued the session I would have been ill, so it was a wise move to decide to call the session off. And that's something that I'm still working on, because I'm quite stubborn. A lot of the time I like to try and complete the session or hit whatever mileage it may be. Because I dropped the session early, I lost some mileage for the week, and obviously didn't finish the session either. Debating whether or not to add the odd mile in here and there to make up that difference to hit the target for the week for mileage, but we'll see what happens. I'm just going to try and manage the fatigue, and if I can add it in I can, great, and if I can't then it's not the end of the world. It's only a handful of miles, and it's better to be healthy and not get injured than it is to force the issue and end up limping out of a session or getting sick and not being able to train for a week. So yeah, I'm still working on that, but I am getting better at it. So I'll see you guys in a few days and give you another update. Enjoy your running. So I'm just out currently for a walk with Avery. So Avery's fast asleep. Oh no, she's not. We've got an audience of 1.